Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Analyst here, and I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from. And XRP has had a huge breakout to the upside, but the real question is, how high can XRP actually go? And so today I'm going to be discussing just that, explaining where I believe XRP can go in the short, mid, and long term. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and stick around for the video, and do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. But that being said, let's go ahead and break this down, because with XRP breaking out recently and just seemingly skyrocketing along with Bitcoin and a lot of the altcoins, it's important to know where everything lies in perspective here. You know, is this a fake rally, or is this really just the start of the new beginning, and signifying and really initiating this next bull run? So let's go ahead and break this down and do a little bit of macro analysis on XRP paired to the US dollar. So first things first, I want to talk about this macro trend line at the bottom of all of this that has really been keeping XRP alive. Now, this thing can be extended back even further. I mean, if you want to grab this line and extend it back even further, you can clearly see that this has been just a support line for ages now. But, you know, really keeping this in perspective of this recent swing low in this recent bear market, this is why it's so important, because every time upon touching this support line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, separate swing lows, and sometimes, not even touching it, just coming near it was enough presence from the bulls to actually rally this back towards the upside. So having all these different swing lows, you use this as such a heavy, considerate support line was a very, very important factor. And this is one of the things I was telling the Patreons the whole time through, because you guys know I've been talking about XRP for a while now, saying that, while it's down anywhere in the zone, it was just waiting to break out. Its BTC pairing has kind of been all over the place because of the recent Bitcoin price action, but its US dollar pairing has just been, such a, I don't know what the word would be, at such a good price. And so with this breaking out, it was seemingly at the best points and best areas of value along this resistance line, because it was a very, very clear one indeed. Now, with this price action breakout, my immediate target was 35 cents. It blew right through that, and then it hit 37 cents and immediately had a very harsh pullback. Now, if we go ahead and switch this back to the 4-hour, you can see how this plays out. It hit 37 cents a couple times and actually played right back to the 50 EMA before seeing some upside again. And so now that we're back up, we actually pushed our way into 38 cents, forming a higher high. But now that we have formed this higher high, we are seeing, again, a little bit of resistance from this 37 cents area, now that we're just back under and in the 36 range area. So with the breakout of this, what does this mean for the long term and the macro of XRP? How high can it go from here? Is this the end of the XRP bear market, or just, the bear market in its entirety? Now, while this definitely is a very, very good sign, it's not to say that XRP can never go lower than this. It's not to say that, it can't go down from here and that it's only going to go up. But it certainly does look good. And I am a little bit skeptical that we could just have a giant fake out here. But if that's not the case, then we certainly have a lot of areas to the upside that we could start conquering soon. Now, if we can conquer, if XRP can conquer this immediate resistance zone, I think that it's easily pushing up anywhere from this line, anywhere probably in this little circle box, whatever this is, over here, close to 50 cents. So if we can, if XRP can break this resistance area right here, I think it will definitely be looking at the upper 40-cent range, pushing even into the 50-cent range for its USD pairing. Now, that obviously is a very significant zone. You can see it all the way through here. This whole 50-cent, upper 40-cent area is definitely one that has a lot of consolidation and resistance and support in here. However, you have to be able to get through this, this first zone first. So I would say, in the short term, my targets are really hit. I think that if we're going and setting new short-term targets, it would either be, if it gets rejected from this range, I would probably have it come back down, touch this support line, or even one of the EMAs. We see the 50 EMA being used absolutely phenomenally in this recent dip over here, just wicking into it and then coming right back up, seeing that it's very great support two different times now when it's coming and actually seen this this support area. So if we were to get rejected from here, I would imagine that we bounce off one of the EMAs. If we don't bounce off one of the EMAs, we really need to hold this long support. I don't think that this support is going to break. If it does, it would certainly not be a good thing at all. But for the most part, this support is being very, very well respected. If we do actually get rejected from this area, I would imagine that we come back to this support range around 30 to 31 cents. If we do break this area in the short term, I would imagine that we start pushing into the mid to upper 40 range, maybe even getting into the 50-cent range. Now, above that, what about the macro of XRP? And in order to look at that, actually, there's one more thing I want to talk about over here, and that is the 4-hour chart. And looking at this on the MACD and the RSI, I think this was actually a little bit, kind of applicable, and that this was actually getting ready to set up some form of double bearish divergence on your MACD, saying that, while it's not confirmed yet, it certainly looks like it's going to be playing out. So time will tell, but I would say that there's a 90% chance that this is going to play out as double bearish divergence on your MACD, signifying and really showing that this is a lower swing high on your MACD chart, indicating that there's lower levels of positive momentum upon this second swing high, just showing that the bears are losing a little bit of strength in this area. Now, it's not horrible, but it could mean that the price could come back down. Your RSI doesn't look nearly as bad as your MACD, but again, time is going to tell over here. It's not completely confirmed yet, but it certainly looks very probable at this point. Moving this back to the daily, I want to go ahead and start getting into some of the longer analysis. Now that we talked about the short term being, maybe 30, 31 cents to the downside, maybe, pushing upper 40s, maybe even 50 range for the upside. What about like the mid and long term of XRP? What about this macro play over here? Because if we're looking at the big picture, people are saying, it's great that it can go, up and down, 5 cents. But what about like the long game? What about the end game where XRP could be worth X amount? How much do you actually see XRP being worth in, say, a year or 5 or 10 years from now? So that's what I'm going to go ahead and talk about now, because I've been getting this question a lot lately, and I know a lot of you guys do enjoy XRP. I know a lot of you guys don't enjoy it. So, if you don't, hopefully you can still find this, somewhat valuable and use it educationally. But for the overall macro of XRP, something that I do see it probably, bouncing back to, if it is, let me go ahead and say this, if in this next bull market, I do believe XRP is going to do good. And so if XRP sees this next bull market and runs with it, I do personally believe it's going to pass its, its previous high of $3.30. They have one of the best marketing teams in crypto. Not saying that they are the best cryptocurrency, but their marketing team probably is the best one in cryptocurrency right now. And I think that helps them out a lot, and that was a lot of the reason that they reached this high. I think with their partnerships and with them actually being used more often, I think in a couple years from now, they can certainly pass $3.30. It's something that I own, so use that as discretion. I do own XRP, so I'm not just trying to, I guess, shill it, but let that be known and out there that I do own some. It's not nearly as much. I own more Bitcoin than anything else, but for XRP, I do see it actually, potentially at least testing or conquering this, this recent high. The market cap on it was pretty large when it actually reached up in here, but it's not something that can never be conquered again. If you see Bitcoin pushing 50,000, for the people who say Bitcoin can hit 50,000 or 100,000, but XRP can't conquer its previous high, I think that that's just kind of a silly idea, because in perspective, XRP's total market cap when it hit this range was nowhere even, close to what Bitcoin's total market cap was when Bitcoin hit nearly $20,000. I mean, this was just a very minor percent of what Bitcoin ever was. And so for that reason, I believe that XRP, considering that if it is going to keep getting used, I think that it easily can conquer this range. Now, is it going to be easy? No, not at all. It's not going to be this easy test where this thing just blows it out of the way. You have layers of resistance in here on XRP. And again, it's like I've been talking about, this 37-cent range that we're in right now, that we're actually having a little bit of trouble with, along with the 200 EMA on the daily, that is something that we need to conquer. Now, the layers that I see this moving up is going to be, obviously this being the first range that we're trying to conquer. If we fail, I already said what I believe is going to happen. If we pass, then I think that we're going to be heading back up to this 50 cent range. If we can conquer this 50-cent range over here, we're going to immediately be looking over here at, probably 67 cents, 68 cents over here. Yeah, I guess this is kind of back in the same idea, 47 to 50 cent range. But yeah, so after this 47 to 51% range, I would be looking to around 67 cents. Above 67 cents, I would be looking at around 90 cents for XRP. Above that, XRP does have some heavy resistance over here, probably around $1.10, $1.20. But for the most part, a lot of this, the higher this gets, the less amount of resistance that it has. I think the hardest part for XRP in the macro is going to be getting back over $1. I think if it can get over $1 and hold, XRP is going to be in a very, very good place. I think it needs to kind of be a slower grind up so it doesn't just fall apart like it did over here. And the reason that I'm saying that is the faster it goes up, the faster it can come down. Because over here, it didn't set any support for itself, and so it kind of just imploded when it came back down because it had no support. And the same kind of deal was you kind of have the same kind of deal when this came back down, in that when it came down so fast and so violently that it really didn't set any kind of resistance, any kind of heavy resistance once you get over this, $1.50 range. And so looking anywhere above, probably $1.50, there's very, very little amounts of resistance. So I think the hardest part for XRP in the macro is going to be getting back over this $1 range to this, $1.50 range. If it can get over that, I think it can certainly start conquering some higher highs over here, because what this is just twig and thatches, and it is nothing very significant. When over here you do have just heavy amounts of resistance all the way through XRP until it can really conquer this $1 range, because you see all the way up to this 97 cents, even where I have kind of these circled areas around $1, it is going to be labeled as some sort of heavy resistance. But in the macro term, it is something that I see is possible. I think it's going to be, one, it's going to be hard, but I do think that it's going to be possible. I wouldn't be holding XRP right now if I didn't think that had at least a 2x upside. I think XRP at 36 cents, it can easily go up and hit 70 cents. If we're looking at that, that would be almost at this next resistance area. And that is something that I see as, definitely a possibility. So for XRP from here, say you just want to buy and you want to hold it for a couple years, or until it ever 2x. Personally, I can't tell you what to invest in. Nothing I say is legal, tax, or financial advice in any way, but it is something that I have in my portfolio, and it is something that I expect to at least double. I won't be selling my XRP until it at least doubles, triples, maybe even quadruples. So I'll be holding my XRP for a long time, but it is something that I believe can retest $1. And if it retests $1 from here, that will be tripling my money. So I'm completely fine with that. So I'm buying, I'm holding, I've just been really just accumulating at this point, accumulating a lot of Bitcoin, accumulating even some altcoins as well. And so it is what it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this macro. I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Is XRP dead? Can it hold this trend line? Or is this just the start of a new beginning for XRP? I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. And I will see you guys next time.